What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery. We talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name's Nicole and I'm an addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And tonight, you guys, I have a really special guest that is going to come on the channel and share her story with you guys. And so before she comes on, I'm kind of going to just let you guys know how I found her and what her name is, and I'm going to get her link to her channel so that way you guys can go subscribe to her channel. So I found Michelle. Her name is Michelle. I found Michelle, I think, about 2.5 years ago. And the way I found her was I was searching heroin addiction on YouTube, and her channel came up, and it was My Heroin Addiction, the Good, the Bad, and the Bloody. And I remember finding her channel and clicking on it. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Sweet Flower. What's up, you guys? I remember finding her channel and clicking on it and watching her videos. And at that time, you guys, she was in her active addiction and she was really, really struggling. And I remember watching her videos and hearing the struggle, hearing how hard of a time she was having, seeing with my own eyes how desperate she was to get better, how she was really struggling. And so I started watching her channel and I started trying to follow her journey because I wanted to see her get sober, you know? Well, she stopped uploading and I thought, wow, she probably passed away. She probably died, because I would always comment and I would be like, girl, are you okay? Like, answer me, are you there? And she would never like comment back. Well, then one day out of nowhere, I saw in my feed that there was a recommended video because she had uploaded again. And she had uploaded and she was sober. And I was just, thank you so much, Cindy. I was just like, holy cow, this is a miracle. If this girl is sober, then that means anybody can get sober. Because when I tell you guys that her story is like no other story I've ever heard in my whole entire life, you'll see what I'm talking about when she gets here. She is a miracle. The fact that she's still living and alive is a damn miracle. And she inspires me every single day, and she gives me hope, because when you go through a lot of trauma and trials and tribulations, when you can see someone go through that and then come out on the other side of things, it's just so inspiring. And like I said, it inspires me. So I'm going to move my computer to the back room so that way we don't have any interruptions, because you guys know I got Nate and Neil in the house with me this weekend. And so we're going to go back to the computer room and we'll wait for Michelle to get here. So I already sent her the link, so she should be on shortly. I do know that she was having to charge her phone a little bit more. So hopefully she's got it going on. Okay. Oh yeah, y'all can see me. All right, that light is kind of, there we go. Okay. So what's everybody up to? How's everybody doing tonight? You guys, is everybody doing good? How's everybody's sobriety going? I hope you guys are all staying on the straight and narrow. I really want to learn how to like pre-record these live streams or pre-record these interviews, but I've gotten so accustomed to just going live and being able to come on here and just talk to you guys that I just do it live. It's easy. So this week, I have so many interviews planned. So Monday night, we have Zach coming on. Tuesday night, we have Matt Towns coming on. Wednesday night, we have Combo Felon coming on. And Friday night, we have Brett coming on. So we literally have interviews almost every day this week. So I'm working on it. I'm working on making sure that I keep, inspirational content coming for you guys throughout the week. And, I want you guys to be here and get a lot out of my channel. I hope that it inspires you, and I hope that it helps you to stay sober. Oh, yes. I'm coming, girl.
Okay.
Hey.
Hi.
works. You look great.
Yes.
I'm so glad you came. I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, girl. So I already told everybody what your name was and that you have a channel. And I linked your channel in the comment section. And what I'm going to do is you do videos. I know you can do this. I want you to tell us what it was like before you got high, what it was like while you were high, and what it's like now. Take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Michelle, and I am a person in long-term recovery. My clean date is October 2nd, 2017. And I have a very interesting life. So we'll go back a little bit, but not too far because there's relapses in my story. But I had a normal childhood, and like I didn't have any abusive uncles. My dad was an addict, so I should mention that because that's kind of important. But like everything about my life always seemed normal. But I never felt good enough. Like I always strived extra hard. And even when I would get 6 A's and a B, I'd always be pissed off that I got a B. So I always did my best to like push even harder. And then I hit high school, and I discovered my first drug, and that was boys. And I lost my virginity very young. I was like 14. And I always try to use my body to get what I wanted because I had really big boobs. And guys like tits. So I used that to my advantage. Then when I was 17, I got pregnant with my daughter. I did graduate high school. I was 7 months pregnant, and I walked across the stage pregnant. So I got my high school diploma. Then I had my
you were able to do that. I bet you. Was it hard for you going through high school and being pregnant?
Yeah. Toward of my senior year, I found out my daughter's or brother cheated on me with my little sister. And oh, God. He left me, and I was because he lived at my mom. I was broken, never for it, and I was ready to drop out, but I said, "Fuck that! I'm not giving in. I'm gonna finish this myself." So I did, and I graduated, and I was only one of 2 pregnant girls who graduated in the class of 2001. So that was kind of cool. So I had Haley, and I took a semester off of college and just, enjoyed being a young mommy. And then I started going back to school, and I always wanted to be a nurse. So that was kind of like my mind frame because I always wanted to help people. I was always helping people. And let's see, I finished my first year. You'll have to excuse the yelling. Larry's watching the football game, and the Ravens are winning. So, so I finished my first year, finished my second year. Then I got with my son's father and got pregnant with Dustin. And I completed one more semester after I had him. And it got to the point where it was either go to school and have no money or get a job. Because my mom was like, I'll help you support one, but I'm not helping you support 2. So I had to get a job. And so that puts us up to when I was 21. When I was 21, I was introduced to opiates by my father. He is the first person who ever showed me how to sniff an Oxycontin. And right away, I knew I loved it. And it was just something I'd never experienced before. And I used to my dad was my first drug dealer, because he got them. So he'd sell them to me. And he didn't think he was doing anything wrong. And that's really fucked up. But so I sniffed pills for a while. Then I started getting my own prescriptions because I had real bad back problems. And that went on for several years. And then when I was like 27, I think, 2008. So how old was I in 2008? 25.
Mhm.
I started doing heroin. And it didn't take long. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It was 2007 because I sniffed heroin for a year.
Mhm.
And for like the first 9 months, I didn't realize I had a problem until one morning I woke up and I didn't have anything. And I was dope sick, and I didn't know what it was. I thought I was just sick. I remember going to the hospital and telling them, all my symptoms, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a stomach bug. You're fine." And I laughed, and I went and copped, and I felt better. And that's when I realized, I think you might have a little problem. But that I didn't care because I was getting my own pain pills, so it's not a problem. They're I'm getting stuff the doctors are giving to me. I'm just boosting it a little with what I'm buying. And after a year of sniffing, I started shooting, and that was probably the biggest mistake to that point of my life that I had made, because it only took like a month after I started shooting before I started getting in trouble. And I'm not talking like petty shit. Like, I got locked up the night before Thanksgiving with my kids in the back seat, and I got caught with 106 pills of dope. Baltimore City would have thought they fucking just busted Pablo Escobar. Like, damn. And that's in my family that I had a problem, because I didn't know what I do. I called mommy and my mom and Aunt Colleen and all of them, and they bailed me out because their mindset was, "Oh, she's in city jail. We don't want to leave this pretty little white girl in city jail with all these horrible black people. They'll beat her." So I was able to play the race card with my family once. One time I was able to play the race card, and they bailed me out. At that point, my mom was living in Michigan, but she moved back down to Baltimore to take care of Dustin because Haley had gone with her father, and he decided he wasn't returning her back. So that started a very long, drawn-out custody battle. And I didn't see Haley for like 3 years after that happened. So I got on a Suboxone program. That didn't last very long. I ended up stealing like $200 from my mom. I took her bank card, and her husband told her, you need to call the bank and get it straightened out. And the bank was like, "Whoa, you have to press charges if you want to get the money back." So my mom got me locked up. And like, I understood why she had to do it, but I didn't like it. And over the next 3 years, 2 years, let's see, it's 2009. Over the next 2 years, I got arrested like 6 more times. Prostitution, theft, petty junkie charges,
Yeah.
And in 2010, I got pregnant. Now, I forgot a very important part. My means of income when I was using was prostitution. There was a spot not too far from where I lived that kind of like a strip almost. An odd spot for a strip because it was like county city line, but I made decent money. I made enough money to support my habit and my boyfriend at the time's habit, and I ended up getting pregnant. And pregnant pussy is a hot commodity. It's fucked up.
That's true.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Men like pregnant pussy. So I got pregnant, and actually Tristan's birthday was just on Halloween. I went into labor after smoking crack all night with one of my girlfriends and one of the guys that lived in the neighborhood. And I called my mom. She came and picked me and Brandy up. And at 8:10 in the morning on the side of 95 northbound, mile marker 67.4, little Tristan Anthony was born. My mom delivered him. We tied his umbilical cord off with a shoestring, and then the paramedics arrived. So, yeah. And thankfully, he was okay. You know, he had very minimal withdrawal symptoms. And 5 days after he was born, CPS got involved because I was using.
Yeah.
So he went home with a foster family. And, but we'll catch up to that in a little bit.
Okay.
So I had a baby, and then I got locked up again. And then I tricked for some more and used some more. And then in August of 2011, I decided I'm done with this shit. I got a baby. I got 2 other kids. I want to get my family back. So I got clean. And I went to rehab. And then I moved into a recovery house. And Dustin kind of like was always in my life because I never lost contact with my mom. But it took until I was 11 months clean before I saw Haley again. And Tristan was in my life because social services was involved. So he would come over once a week and I'd spend time with him. And I love Tristan like I love all my other kids, but something was missing and I didn't know what. And it took a little while for me to find out. But while I was in the recovery house, I met my husband, and we got pregnant really fast. On 4/20 in 2012, my dad died, but also that day I found out I was pregnant. So Tim and I kind of sped through our relationship, and we ended up getting married. And a little bit after I got married, I decided that what was missing with Tristan was that bond. I did not have that maternal bond with Tristan. So I made the decision with a very clear head to let his foster parents adopt him. And of course, there was crying involved, because my social worker was just so proud of me. And, she got real close with Tristan. And she was close with me. And she wanted to see, what was best happen for all of us. And, I just decided I wasn't his mommy. I didn't take care of him at night. I didn't change his diapers all the time. I didn't take him to his appointments. He didn't take his first steps. He didn't use his first words with me. He's their son.
You did the right thing. I think you did the right thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so he got adopted. Then Will was born. And amidst all this, I got custody back of Haley and Dustin. And so it was me, Tim, Will, Dustin, and Haley, all living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And then I got pregnant with Tristan. Or not Tristan. Vince. Got pregnant with Vince when Will was like 6 months old. And I thought I had a very happy marriage with Tim. Turns out, Tim was in recovery too. And he had a problem with, surprise, surprise, prostitutes. So I found out 2 different occasions that he cheated on me. And that started my spiral to my relapse. They always say you relapse long before you ever pick up. And I was a casebook definition of a relapse because that's exactly, or a textbook case of a relapse. That's exactly how it happened for me. And so I stopped going to meetings, stopped talking to my sponsor, I stopped networking. And then started having some tooth work done. And they were prescribing me Percocets. And that little monster just kicked my ass right away. I was like, this is the feeling I like. This is what you need to do again. And I started using again like September. I started using heroin again, September 2014. I went to 2 different, I went to a rehab, lost my kids again. Social services got involved and all 4 kids were taken this time. And then the straw that broke the camel's back with Tim was I took rent money 1 month and just completely blew it on dope and didn't tell him about it. So when he found out was when we got a notice from the office. And he was like, that's it. I can't take this anymore. So he left. This puts us up to March of 2016. What happened in March 2016? Blood clot, Patrick's Day. And it cut off the circulation and I lost my fingers. And right after that was when I started my channel. And
yes,
pathetic.
That's when I found you. Is when you started.
Yes. I was pathetic during that stage of my life.
No, you weren't. Like, Michelle, you were not pathetic. You were in the throes of your addiction and you needed support. You needed somebody to hear you. And that's what I got from your channel back then, was that you just were talking to the camera because you just needed to get it out and you needed somebody to hear you. I didn't think it was pathetic at all. I would watch your videos and cry. Like, I could understand exactly what you were going through.
Aww. So I started my channel, and at that point, I convinced myself I wasn't using because I wasn't doing dope, but I was certainly enjoying those Dilaudid the doctors write every week. And,
yeah.
They eventually started tapering my Dilaudids, and when they got down to the 2 milligrams, I was like, this shit hurts. Like, this is not enough to numb the pain and numb me. So I started using again. And when I went to have my second amputation surgery in August of 2016, they had done a drug screen in my urine test and saw that I was opiate positive, and they completely cut me off from the pain meds. Like, they did amputation surgery and they didn't give a shit. Nothing. I didn't think that was even legal. And so that like fueled me even more to go get high. You know, it wasn't, oh, let's go get help, you have a problem. It's no, fuck this, fuck those doctors, you're not going back. You're going to keep your ass on Harford Road and you're going to keep using. Then I got endocarditis in December, was in the hospital for a few weeks, had open heart surgery, and decided, well, I don't want to go back on Harford Road because I can't walk hardly because I just had my chest cracked open. And I had remained friends with Larry, and he let me come crash with him on his couch. And so I got on a methadone program, but they didn't want to raise my dose over 40 milligrams because they said, oh, your QTC levels are borderline high and we don't want you to have any more heart issues. You already had your chest cracked open. So I kind of went along with it. But after like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I started using again. And I was lying to Larry about it. And when he found out that I was using, he gave me the boot. So I did what I knew. I went back to Harford Road. And I continued to get high for 6 more months. Towards the end of summer, Larry came out and found me one night and invited me over one weekend. He's like, you know, why don't you take off and come have a home cooked meal, get some sleep, you know, take a shower. Because I was homeless. Like, I was literally sleeping in abandos, sleeping in backyards, not sleeping at all. You know, I had a couple friends I could couch surf with if I had enough crack or dope for them too.
Right.
But you know, the cost of living is very high when you are using. And so then I started with the zombie arm. It was all fucked up and gross. And
yes.
I started going back to the doctors, and they were like, you need skin grafts, you need this, you need that. And I'm like, well, I got to get this taken care of. I'm sick of getting high. So, all right, well, we'll start to work on this now. Well, God works in some funny, mysterious ways sometimes. Because I said I wanted to get clean, and he made sure I got clean because I got endocarditis again. Not even a year later, I was back in the hospital with worse endocarditis than the time before. It had gotten so bad, I had a yeast infection in my blood. Like, I was on death's door. It took 4 weeks to convince the heart doctor that I was worth saving. Because he was like, I just operated on you and you went out and fucked it up. Why am I going to waste my time and fix you again? And I think part of the reason he did it was because antibiotics weren't helping. So it's like the beginning of November 2017. He cut my chest open again, repaired 2 of my valves, and then on November 11th, they wanted to send me to like a nursing home for rehabilitation. Well, nursing homes that you get sent to when you have medical assistance aren't the best. And I played that game the time before and ended up leaving. And I was like, we're just going to cut this. We're just going to cut this out and you're just going to send me home. So they sent me home with like a week of pain meds. I said, good luck. And I made the best of that because I found a methadone clinic and I went and got on, and I never gave myself a chance to use again after that. I was like, I'm done. I don't want this anymore. I want my life back. Like, I knew at that point that my life was worth saving. And so I went and got on a program, and then the rest is history. Like, every day I do better. And I've had 8 surgeries on my hand in the last 14 months. And it's so awesome because for the first time in 3.5 years, I can move my finger.
I know, girl. When I saw that video,
so long.
You were so excited, and I was like, woohoo! Michelle,
so
you are a literal miracle. You're a miracle.
I am.
And your higher power, God was literally trying to save you like so many times. Yes. You are so hard-headed.
Yeah. I am. I definitely am.
Tell everybody what you're doing now, like in your recovery and how you're helping other people. Tell them all about that.
I am a peer recovery specialist. And what that means is I'm a person in long-term recovery, and I use my experiences to help other people. And I work in a methadone clinic, and so I get like one-on-one interactions with people who are working in their pathway to recovery, and I just cheer them on. I meet them where they're at, and just try and give them the message that they can do it and that they're worth it, and help them realize that they're worth it. And we've started a mirror meeting, and that's pretty cool. We're working on getting people to come. It's kind of hard because a lot of people want to go to the program and just go. You know, if they don't get extra bottles out of doing something, a lot of them don't want to stick around.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand. But I think in time we're going to have something really awesome because there's no mirror meetings in Maryland anywhere else. We're meeting on the website for Maryland. And
that's awesome, though.
Yeah. I started my methadone taper back in February. I'm down to 48 milligrams, and it's been going good so far. So I just hope it keeps going good. I know it's going to get a little rocky as it gets a little lower, but I'm ready to come off. When I got on methadone, I did it to save my life, and I didn't want to have to be on it forever. I knew that there was a possibility that it could happen that way, but if I could avoid it, I wanted to, because I I don't mind going to the program, but I just want that complete freedom again. I've had it before, and I know I can do it again.
I know what you mean. I understand what you're saying.
That's my goal.
I can relate to that, and that's how I feel. But I want to really stress this to you. Like, if you get down to like 5 milligrams and you feel like, well, I don't know, just stay at 5 milligrams for a couple, little while.
You know, it's funny. Larry and I just had that conversation today because we're going on a cruise in May, and I would be completing my taper right around that same time. And I said, maybe I'll stretch it out a little bit because I don't want to be leaning over the bow of the ship puking because I'm going through withdrawal.
Right.
I'm coming off of the methadone. So I said, I'm just going to pay real close attention to my body's cues. And if I feel like I need to, take a break 1 week or take a break for a couple weeks, I'm just listening to my body. I've gotten real good at that lately.
I'm so proud of you,
My body
Michelle.
talks to me a lot.
You're such an inspiration, and I know that several other, I want everybody to find your channel now, and I'm so glad that we got you over here because you're just such a miracle, girl. You're an inspiration, and so many people are going to be able to relate to what you've gone through. So many of the women, I mean, I know I can. And that's what really made me like you so much is that you were just sharing it like it was. Like, yeah, I was a hoe. Me too. Yeah. I was a hoe too. And so that's why I was just like, that's what I enjoy about watching you is that you're just so real about it, and you don't bullshit at all. And that I love that about you. And I'm so damn proud of you. I'm so excited for your channel. I'm so excited for your recovery. I'm so excited for your new jobs that you're getting. Man, you're just doing so good. And what I want to do is next year or when your cruise comes up, I want to get you back on the channel either after your cruise or before that so you can update everybody on how you're doing, okay?
Awesome.
Okay, girl. All right. Well, I'm going to link your channel, and I'm going to tell everybody to go subscribe. I love you, and I'll let you go watch your football game, okay?
All right.
All right.
Deuces.
Bye, girl. Okay, you guys. That was Michelle. Please go subscribe to her channel, you guys. She is a literal walking miracle. Okay? She is proof that anybody who wants to get sober, anybody who wants to change their life can do it, no matter how far down you've gone in your addiction. Okay? So please go subscribe to her channel. I will link it in the comment section of this video when it uploads. I know that Cindy shared the link at the top of the comments. So go over there and grab that link and go subscribe to her channel. Go show her some love. She is, like I said, she's just such an... I am so proud of her, and I'm so grateful to see her sober and living her life right. And seeing her when I first found her channel, like I said, her arm, y'all, was just completely wide open, and you could see down to the bone. Okay? And it just grabbed me. And so I had to get her over here. I'm trying to find more women to come on and share their stories. So if any of you guys are women and you want to share your story, let me know. There she is. Go subscribe to Michelle's channel, you guys. Like I said, go show her some love. Go blow her comment section up. Send her an email. Just go show her how much you appreciate her for coming on the channel, you guys, because it takes a lot of courage to come on here and share a story like what Michelle's gone through in her addiction. So go show her some love. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for Zach's story. I hope you guys have a good night. Be good.